Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie Thomas
And this is Mary Thomas
of Thomas and Thomas PC, also known as the Sales Tax Sisters. And today we're going to be talking about a question that a viewer sent to us via YouTube.
And the question is, if I use my own trucks, do I need to collect tax on freight? I don't know where you are, so I don't know if freight is taxable where you are. But if you are charging your client for freight and what you're selling is taxable, in most states, those charges are going to be subject to tax. So the answer to your question is it depends on where you are, because different states have different rules as it relates to the taxability of freight. The general rule of thumb is that if what you're selling is taxable, so is the freight. But that's a general rule of thumb. You may be in a state that has an exception to that rule. Like, for instance, I know Florida has an exception to that. So you need to pay attention to exactly where you are. The issue, but it's a great question because it brings up something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is nexus. If you have a truck and you are taking step to another state, you have nexus in that state. And what that means is that if that state actually levies a sales tax, because there are several that don't, that means that you would have a responsibility to register. Look at the rules of the states that you are going into, because again, that's a general rule of thumb. One thing I want everybody listening to these videos to understand is that when we talk about sales tax, or when anybody's talking about sales tax, if you have not told them specifically your fact pattern, and they know exactly what is going on with you, then all any of us can do is talk about generalities.
And when she says fact pattern, she means exactly what it is you're selling, if you're performing a service, what service you're performing, and most importantly, where are you located? Where are you shipping that item to? Where is your office? That sort of thing. Because every taxing jurisdiction is different. We have 50 states in the union, and not everyone has a sales and use tax, and it seems like the tax laws vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. There are some general rules, like Mary stated, but in order for you to get a hard answer that applies to you and your business, you need to be able to let someone know what jurisdiction you're in and what exactly it is you're doing.
Exactly. And to throw even more uncertainty into it, you have some states that are called home rule states. And we'll talk about that in another video. But basically, that means that when you register with the state taxing authority, you may have a responsibility to register with local authorities too. So that's a whole nother topic for another day. But in answer to your question, the fact that you are using your own trucks to actually ship your goods doesn't mean that when you charge your client for shipping or freight, that's not taxable. If the underlying transaction, if whatever you're selling, that tangible personal property, that is taxable, in most jurisdictions, I'm comfortable saying that freight charge
associated with it is also taxable.
Going to be taxable.
But in order to get a hard answer, you need to know the rules for the taxing jurisdiction that you are in.
Yes. And so, thank you so much for that question. And it took me a little bit longer to respond to it than I would like, so I apologize for that. It was a really great question, though. Please keep them coming. And so with that, we're going to let you guys go. What we want to say is we're not going to be releasing a new video. I think it's next week. And we're not going to be releasing a new video Christmas week. So, happy holidays. We hope that you stay warm, depending on where you are, safe, and
happy during the holiday season.
And we appreciate you tuning into the channel. Keep the questions coming. And next video, we're going to give you a preview of what next year looks like. We've planned it out. So, have a good one, and thanks again.
Bye.
Oh, one last thing. please thumb the video up and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Oops. Bye.